All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers Show. Your weekly outlet for all the nuttiness going on out there. I'm your host, Murph. And boy, oh boy, we got of course, another stellar show this week. Jiminy Creeper's Rage Against the Machine in the news. You got some Corey Taylor in the news, some Cher, Foreigner, Oz, Little Oz. I can't wait to talk about him. Gaddy, Dusty, all sorts of good stuff going on. So thanks again for joining us. And can't do it without my co-host, LB Doc Fox. How you doing, Doc?
Doing quite well, good sir. Yes, it is snowing pretty much all over the country, really, isn't it? Pretty, I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting
But,
walloped.
yeah, it's about to, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
first regular season of first regular episode of 2024.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So welcome old and new viewers that yeah, so glad that you have found us. And if you haven't, please subscribe so you don't lose us. That's
Yes,
it's very important. So much going on out there. So
absolutely.
yeah, we are the best kept secret on YouTube, I feel. So please just spread that secret a little bit and get it out there. So yeah, interesting batch of stories this week, man. So we'll get into a little bit. If you're new to the show, what we do is go over the news items every week in the world of rock, and give a little dash of our little critiques and opinions and whatnot. But yeah, let's get into some of the stories, man.
Sure enough, right away, right out of the gate, we were talking Rage Against the Machine. Here's her lovely backdrop. Isn't that great? Total red, and you got the star there. It's just, you know, the headline reads, well, not really a headline, but apparently the drummer Brad Wilk, he's he decided to give an update on the legendary rock band. Yeah, well, whatever they are, but his statement, he comes after guitarist Tom Morello. This is interesting. Tom Morello, he recently appeared by himself to accept their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's
Right?
a pretty weird situation right there, you know.
That happens from time to time, though. It's not so unusual.
But boy, that's wild. But the drummer says our ATM won't be performing or touring together anymore in a statement just released. So apparently Rage is done. And you know how I feel about them. I was never a big fan of them. I was a big fan of the guitarist Tom Morello of his playing, although he's way too political and way too commie for me. I guess he's an avowed communist, right? Isn't he?
Possibly. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but
Well,
yeah,
you
he's
know,
kind
back
of in
back in
that
the day,
realm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
back in the day, we used to frown upon commies, and
Yeah,
it
I don't
wasn't a
know.
big deal.
That's the thing about being a rock fan. It's you gotta kind of leave the politics out sometimes to be a fan of the music, and not to say you got to be a fan of the person, but I don't know. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And yeah, they're calling it quits
Yeah,
again. This is the third time now that they have
is it
called it
really?
quits. Yeah. So kind of look
Wow.
around a little bit. Nothing on their website, but then again, it doesn't seem like they post a whole lot. You know what I mean? They don't really seem to keep up with a whole lot of stuff. But nothing on their Facebook page. But Tom Morello did make a statement after that and says um, uh, history, like music, is not something that happens. It's something you make. So yeah, and
Ooh.
at the Hall of Fame, he kind of made some cryptic comments too about guys in the band have different views on things, and that's different views on this too. So he's always kind of cryptic when he speaks, but
Well, he's a great. He's one of those guitarists you can pretty much recognize his tone as soon as you hear him
oh,
play.
absolutely,
You
man,
can
yeah,
really
absolutely.
recognize it, and that's a pretty impressive feat right there. When you've got a totally recognizable, unique tone, and he's been busy. He's way busy. I
Yeah,
haven't
he's
heard
always been so.
squat from Zach Delouche,
I
whatever the
gotta
hell his
believe
name.
it's Zach De La Rocha. I gotta believe he's the guy that's kind of causing the riff. I just do. Tom Morello just seems like a pretty amiable guy, I guess, to a
Well, he
certain
really
point.
does.
I mean, if you're not politically opposed,
Totally
I guess, but
nuts.
obviously they're not. They've created this band together, so um, yeah, I
Mm.
saw Tom Morello with the Springsteen, man. He's a big Springsteen, huge Springsteen fan, and he played with him. I saw him at Wrigley Field when I was up close. And man, I remember turning to the guy next to me like, man, he's got to join the East Street Band, man. This is fucking awesome, man. He's unbelievable, man. It was great.
uh,
But Yeah, you kind of remember, and the thing is, they're not going to make up any dates. So remember, they cut out dates. Zach had the torn ACL. There was a couple different Achilles or something. I don't know. Anyway, he had the
Yeah.
injury, and then
Hmm.
they canceled with the rest of the North American tour, I think, and then everything over in Europe. And now they're never going to make it up. So they're just done again.
Wow.
So yeah,
Well, that's good.
they first broke up back in 2000. Just to get this out real quick.
Really.
And Zach says the decision making process has completely failed. So it just makes me think he's the guy that's And they reunited in 07, split again in 11, reunited again in 2019, and now didn't really do too much. I mean, most of that was COVID time and
Yeah.
like I said, downtime with his injury and whatnot. So they really didn't do too much. And now they're
Well,
calling
they've
it
been
quits
around
again.
since '92,
Oh yeah,
and they really hit they really hit their stride in '93 at the Lollapalooza Festival. That really kicked butt. And 23, of course, they got inducted into the Hall of Fame. But I'm sorry, the other musicians, I'm just amazed that they didn't show up. That's such an honor. I mean, they're so radical. Oh no, that's just that's the man. We're not going to go,
yeah.
with the man. Or I just find it very rude. At least Tom Morello showed up. Jeez,
No, he's inducted. He's inducted a couple. He inducted Kiss. He inducted somebody
man.
else too. It seems like. Yeah,
Wow.
he understands the reverence of it, I guess, and he's all about that. But
They must
it's
just hate each other.
yeah, Zach. Well, Zach is just one of those guys. He's just too cool for school. He's just one of those
Oh,
guys. He's just not.
he's lucky. I think, quite honestly, I think America just basically put up with him just to hear the rest of the band, the rest of the tight ass band, and especially Morello's playing. I think that they basically just put up with Zach just to be able to hear
Well,
Morello
I'm sure
play.
there's a certain percentage. Yeah, for sure.
Geez, yeah. Good riddance.
So
But
yeah,
I'm
we'll
sure we'll
see.
be hearing Morello.
Yeah,
We
we'll
won't be
see if
hearing
they
any
have
more of Zach because people
see
don't
if they
want to
have a.
be people don't want to be here, just people being, got a singer, not a guy hollering at you in front of the stage. I don't think they want to hear that. So we
Well, yeah,
probably
that's
won't
just
hear
it.
much
Other
from him.
than with that, you never do hear anything from him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So good for you. Well, we'll see Tom down the road.
Oh,
So
and
yeah,
then remember, real quick before we get off of it,
sure.
they got rid of him and brought in Chris Cornell and formed Audio Slave. Remember,
Oh
it was
yeah, that's what
basically
I
Rage
mean.
Against the Machine and brought in one of the greatest vocalists of all time, Chris Cornell. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah, he'll be in demand. Morello
yeah,
will be. My goodness. So he ain't gonna be hurting for stuff. The other guys, they should have had their moment of glory at the Hall of Fame. But oh well, because you're not going to get that chance again. Let's realize it. They're not going to
yeah.
get that chance
Good
again.
call,
So
man.
what a
Good
bunch of
call.
dumbasses. So yeah, when your kids and
Good
grandkids
call.
say, Grandpa, why weren't you there? What are you going to tell your kids and grandkids?
That was too cool. Yeah.
Dopes. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Moving on though. Here we go. Moving on. Corey Taylor. Oh, Corey. Man, oh man. This surprised me. Speaking of canceled tours and canceled all this stuff. Well, Corey Taylor, he canceled a small North American tour he was going to do in late summer or late winter. And apparently he reached a place that was unhealthy for his family and him. So you never know what people are going through. You just never know. And this wasn't a big tour. It was going to launch February 3rd and it was going to finish March 3rd. So it was only a month long.
All right.
But nonetheless, you have two opening acts, Des Rocks and Jigsaw Youth were going to be opening for him. So now, what now? Now they're scrambling to try and figure out, well, we got to hook up with something or we got to get our own tour. So it must have been something fairly serious, He seemed
Well,
like he's been way out there, with multiple bands and stuff. So
right.
he's just, he's wound differently or something. I don't know.
Well, that was kind of my take on it. And this guy's been a been a workaholic for decades, man. He's had
Yeah.
what 3 bands going? So Slipknot,
I
Stone
know.
Sour, and the solo project. So yeah, he's out doing his second solo one, CMF2,
Yeah. Right.
and he's one. He recorded 26 songs for the album. He's one of those guys, man. That's just like, just
Wow.
can't
26
work enough,
songs.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
I don't know what they released on. I'm guessing 12, half of that 13, whatever. But
Wow.
geez, shut up.
Yeah, but he's just a workaholic. But apparently, who knows?
I had an uncle
Who
that was a
knows?
workaholic. He mentioned work, he'd go get drunk. No,
I will say though, I've never seen him break down and cry on stage. So I appreciate that, Corey. If you know what I mean, Doc.
yeah, oh yeah.
But
But
wow,
well, no, my take on it too. I mean, all right, like you say, he's got the 3 projects going. He over records everything. He's just constantly just creating. On the solo project, he sings, plays lead and rhythm, piano and mandolin. So he's one of those kind of Dave Grohl kind of guys in that way. Just playing
yeah,
all the instruments and everything. And probably it just got to the point. Hey, man, I need to fucking, excuse my language, but I need to take a break, man. I need to step back and maybe spend some time with the family and just enjoy life for a little bit. And I wish other artists would do that. Quite honestly, I got nothing but respect for that, man. You got to know when to take a
yeah,
break, man.
yeah. Well, his statement is, he says, for the past several months, my mental and physical health have been breaking down, and I reached a place that was unhealthy for my family and I. I know this decision will come as a shock to some and may be regarded as unpopular by others, which who gives a crap? But after taking a hard look at where I am and where I was going, I need to pull myself back. Like you say, just busy, and be home with my family for the time being. Those of you who bought tickets and VIP packages for this upcoming run will get a full refund. I send my love to the fans, my band, my family and friends, and everyone who's helped me get here thus far. I promise I'm doing everything I can to be as healthy as I can be. Until then, my apologies to everyone who would have seen on a tour, and hopefully we'll see you again down the line. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Dude,
You
yeah,
can't complain. Yeah, who knows? That's the thing. Everybody you see in the world has a story, has a problem, has an issue, and you just never know. And
yeah.
we won't know, and we shouldn't know. But whatever he's got to do to take care of business and his family, obviously he's got kids and whatnot. So yeah, take care of business, man.
And it's got to be tough just for the reasons you were talking about earlier. There's so many other people depending on that. There's other bands, there's management, there's venues, there's transportation, all that, and just say, hey, you know what, guys, sorry, but you know, like I said before, if you don't take care of the gravy winners, pretty soon there ain't no gravy, man. So
Yeah.
you
And
gotta do what you gotta do.
thank gosh it was only a month tour, and probably not real huge and expansive nationwide, but still,
Right?
there's a couple of bands and crews that are depending on it. And so
Yeah, I didn't
that's a
know. It was
tough
probably
one.
maybe like a West Coast thing or something. I don't know.
That's a tough one. All right. Well, we wish them the best, obviously. Here's one. My gosh, here we go again.
Dude, I was so hoping we would hear more on this story, man. And here it is. This is awesome.
Cher, my goodness. Famed singer and actress Cher, she's filed a conservatorship of her son, Elijah Blue Allman,
Here
obviously
we
son
go.
with her and Greg Allman,
Yeah.
citing his alleged substance abuse and mental health struggles as grounds for assuming control of his estate. According to the court documents obtained by People, Page Six, USA Today, Cher claims that Allman, her youngest child, is substantially unable to manage his financial resources, adding that a conservator is urgently needed to protect Elijah's property from loss or injury. So he must be in a bad way. We talked, didn't we? We talked about him a little while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we had the story a while back where she had him kidnapped, taken
That's
away from
right.
his estranged wife.
Wife. Yeah.
And
Holy
is
cow.
why I got a little bit was not his wife's names here, Mary Angela King, and they were she wanted to get Elijah Blue away from her basically. So I had some
Yeah.
hired thugs basically went into the hotel room where the two of them were at. She had got wind that they were going to get back together, and it was on their anniversary if I remember right. And she got wind of it and hired some guys to go kidnap him basically. So I
Wow.
believe at that time he was maybe went into some institution or something, maybe for a little bit, or
I
just
thought
maybe
so. Yeah.
for maybe just for check him
Wow.
out. I don't know, but
It's
yeah,
a problem though, because he's 47 and he's going to be entitled to receive regular distributions from a trust fund established by Greg, his dad.
right,
And Cher's concerned that with his ex-wife or estranged wife, she is being
yeah.
in charge of his finances is not going to be in his best financial interest. And boy, I can see her point there, man. Wow. Abusive relationship, just a tumultuous relationship marked by a cycle of drug addiction and mental health crises. So, I bet she hates have to do that.
God, I would love to know and we never will, but I would love to know the nuts and bolts of it. I mean, it sounds like Cher's overstepping. It sounds like she's, being a bit much on this, but maybe not, man. Maybe this should have been done long ago. Who knows? But
yeah. Well, she's concerned that he's just going to spend these funds on drugs, depleting him of his assets, and ultimately endangering his life. So she's a concerned mom.
Well, that's the thing too. A lot of these kids, man, they're brought up. They don't have a struggle. They don't have anything. They don't know how to take care of anything. They don't know how to do anything.
But they don't learn.
They just know how to have a good time. No, yeah, they just know how to have a good time.
Trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and on top of that, they're a part of that generation. But never mind.
But you're right though. It says here the filing follows recent allegations made by King that Cher staged an intervention and hired 4 men to kidnap him from a New York hotel room. So if he's in a New York hotel room, I don't know if he's living there or what. That right there is a red. You got trouble.
Yeah, if I remember right, it sounded like they were on a little lovers jaunt, like it was around their anniversary. Yeah, and they were going to rekindle their relationship. And
here we go.
Cher wasn't having it, man. Cher was not having it.
Jeez, everything's a mess out there. Yeah, I just hate to see that. You just got to break her.
Can you imagine that family at Thanksgiving, man? Here you got this guy, you got Chaz Bono, you got
guy.
She's always with some guy that's like 40 years younger than her.
Wow.
Would
that be the most bizarre? Some
backup dancer from Guatemala or something. Who knows?
It can't happen, man. It can't happen. Oh, jeez.
But of course, I always wonder if the lawyers are taking the case pro bono.
Oh,
sorry.
That's excellent, man. Jeez, should have thought of that one. Okay, well, moving on. Doggone it all. Speaking of should have moved
one of our
on,
favorite subjects,
gone forever. Gosh almighty, these guys, Foreigner, the band Foreigner. Jeez, they just won't go away. Recently, Jeff Pilson, the bass player, he was talking about Foreigner's farewell tour, and it just really I can't believe it. There may be something going on in 2025. We just haven't heard yet. But for what I tell you is at the end of 24 will be the end of our doing long tours. That's really what we mean by the farewell tour. We're not just going to do long tours anymore. No more 9 months of the year on the road. We'll just do summer tours and bug you all summer long like we do. I added that part. That will end. That will end at the show in Vegas, or maybe some other things happening in 25. We'll see. No, please.
It ain't gonna end. No, it's not gonna end.
Please, just go away.
Just for some context, we talked about that their farewell tour. It was called the farewell tour last year, and immediately the tour wasn't even over yet, and they're announcing other dates and other tours, and now they're saying, well, we're just saying that was the last tour. Well, now you have this other tour with Styx, and it's called the Renegades and Jukebox Heroes tour.
Nothing There's no about
farewell in there. Yeah, this is after the farewell. They're just milking, and
no, they just keep.
This
now
is
they're
on
saying
top of being the cover band.
No original member. Oh well, we're not. Yeah, when we said it was the end of the playing tour, we just meant end of the long tours. We can still do 4, 5, 6 months a year. It just won't be 9 months.
Exactly. Yeah. I was gonna say, what's considered a long tour?
These jerks.
God, we'll be out all summer, and we'll probably do some dates around the holidays, but no long tours. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And of course, it's a cover band. We've all talked about. There's not an original member left. That long time hasn't been, and this is
and here's the tragedy of it. They're in this jerk band that is just a cover band, and now he's saying about Foreigner. Pilsen says, it's traveling, it's family, it's all the stuff combined. We're not that young, so there is all that. And basically, you want to have a life. It would be nice to have more of a life. I mean, my daughter's in college now. I missed a lot of stuff with her. Well, then you shouldn't have been in this cover band.
Yeah, nobody's asking for McDonald's. You know what? I would love to know. You guys comment. Please make some comment. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. There's this cover
Wow.
band that just won't go away, man. They just won't go
I wish
away.
they would now,
They
Jeez.
got the Vegas residencies, and then they announced another tour, and now they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna have other dates. We got stuff in 2025." It's just too much,
They
man.
just won't stop. Yeah. And like you say, they're going to be taking on some dates with Sticks. And they're, of course, they're playing the Tinley Park venue this year. And if they think I'm going to come back for the third year in a row to hear this, because I saw them the last
Yeah,
2 years, and
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
hear
Absolutely.
this a cover band, it just it's so bad, it just so bad, so sad. But they're not. They're, jeez, whatever. Go home, be with your family, guys. At this point, but they can't. So, okay, moving on. This is interesting. This is an interesting one. This could be interesting. Ozfest. Actually went to two Ozfest back in the day.
Right.
The one where, let me see, one of them with Judas Priest,
It's all made in one, right?
Co-Main, and the other one was Iron Maiden Co-Main. And yeah, that was a couple of great festivals. That was really cool. But if you remember, that Sharon, they asked Sharon why she stopped it, and her complaint was, that not the bands, but the managers were all jerk offs, and she made this she made this example of, there was this one band that right before they went on, they demanded 10,000 extra dollars, and I was so mad, but I told them okay, and they went up and played. And after they played, I wouldn't give them their money.
No, you can't. Fuck no, you can't. No.
Right before the gig, they're demanding 10. Who was it?
Right.
Doug Danzig. It was Danzig.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
Yeah,
every band
yeah,
would do that. Every band would do that. You would be totally held hostage that way. No, you
yeah.
can't do that.
So she agreed, and then afterward told him to get effed. But apparently, on the podcast, she was asked if she would consider putting Ozfest back together, and she said, "Yeah, sure, of course." And Kelly noted, it always comes
Yes.
down to whether the bands and managers are going to be realistic in terms of what
Right.
they want to get paid for playing the festival. And yeah, that, Sharon concurred and said, it's great. That's what we wanted. Everybody to do spin-offs and do their own festivals, and it's great. It's great for fans. It's brilliant. But why is it, when it comes to us, that everybody thinks that we're trillionaires, and so that every manager who wants their band on our festival wants one
Yep.
of the effing trillions they think we put into the festival? And yeah, boy, managers, yeah, bunch
Yep.
of coked up managers you got to deal with. Good riddance. But yeah, that Danzig, that takes the cake. How dare you demand it? Uh, Geez, all they don't have to do is see, here's the thing. Okay, you see a band at like Tinley Park, like us. They come in, they set up their lights, they set up their sound equipment, their amps. Boom, they play, and then they tear everything down and go. When you play a stadium, you got to bring the whole stage and everything. I mean, it's a scratch. You don't
Right.
come
Right.
into
Right.
this item with a stage there. So,
Right.
the putting when Ozfest hits a place with no stage, yeah, that's a lot of money. And the Danzig doesn't have to worry about that. They just roll their stuff up, play their gig, and boom, take their paycheck and
Right.
go. That takes a lot to put a festival on. So bands like that, yeah, if I was Sharon, quite honestly, I'd be a little ticked off too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, like I said, and it was one of the first like big ones. I mean,
Yeah,
Ozfest, goes back. It was like with Lollapalooza and a couple others. One of the very first real big, big metal fest for sure. And introduced a lot of bands. Brought a lot of bands, gave them some exposure, and
exposure.
got them
Yeah,
out there. And yeah, it got to the point where I think people just thought that they, this is Ozzy, this is Ozfest. They got deep pockets. Yeah, we made the big time. We're gonna ask for this, and just kind of ended up eating itself, man. Just couldn't support itself. So, I'm sure
yeah,
she'd be open to it again. I mean, why not? It was successful. It was, everybody loves it. Ozzy doesn't have to play it to be called Ozfest. I
right,
mean,
exactly. I mean, it's a staple by this point.
yeah,
Oh, it's funny. Down further down in the article, she does talk about that. Like Glenn Danzig. But boy, oh boy, she started more than 25 years ago, so it's been a while.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think I went
I would
in.
say late '90s, yeah, for sure.
Geez, did I go in 13 or 2003? I can't remember. Uh, I took my son 13. I don't know, probably 20 years ago. So yeah, and it was a great time, well put together. But we'll see if she'll do it. She's one of the few that can because she has done it. But with Iron Maiden, that episode, where
Right, right, right.
she cut their power because he kept trashing Ozzy from the stage. Come on, people, let's get together. We don't want to fight. Come on. Oh, speaking of Ozzy, jeez, I think you pointed this article out to me. There's a little well there's a Discovery Channel, of course we all know Discovery Channel, and they've got reality shows here and there, and they've got a new I don't know if it's new, but there's a reality show called Big Little Brawlers, and it's about pro wrestling, little people, I guess we could call them these days. You don't
They
want to
call it
go
micro wrestling, is what they call
micro
it.
wrestling.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Us
yeah,
old
Big Little
schools, us
Brawlers.
old schools use the other M word, but yeah, midget. But
Yeah, but yeah, we got a bar right down the road. Lee's, they hold midget wrestling.
do they really?
So yes,
Dude, I
they
gotta
do.
go, man. I
Yes,
gotta
they do.
go.
Do you? Okay, I'll
Hell
let you know
yeah.
next time. Oh my gosh, it's fabulous. But so they got this wrestler named Little Ozzy, and he wrestles. Oh wait, where is he? I got his picture here. Where Little Oz? Oh, I cut off his head. Oh, geez, that sucks.
A
There,
bat cut off his head.
Zoom cut off his head.
Because he's
Oh,
little
geez.
Ozzy, get it? So the bat ate the little Ozzy's head.
Good call. But
Uh,
yeah, not only is he a wrestler, but he's in a Ozzy tribute band, and he sings Ozzy, and it's bizarre as hell.
yeah, he
And I
doesn't wrestle. He's just kind of like the MC, and he does
oh, is
some
he?
yeah, he does some songs and musical act in between or whatever.
Oh, okay. Hell, so it's all
Yeah,
full
there's a video
production.
there. You gotta watch the video of it, man. He's just kind of, and it's dude. It looks like it's like in somebody's backyard, and they rented
Yeah.
some, an awning and some, stuff.
Well, I
real
saw
hokey,
some.
but
I did see some of his Ozzy stuff. Playing Ozzy. I did, but I didn't see the wrestling stuff. But yeah, how bizarre! Micro Wrestling Federation. I'm sure that's the ones that come down by us. Gosh, if they do, yeah, I'll let you know. Maybe you can party with Little Ozzy. That would be great for the show, man.
I
Oh
don't know
my
how
gosh.
far you read down there, but way, way, way down the article,
Well,
and it's actually almost like a separate article about it.
oh
He's his name. The guy's name is Lynn Doak, which is kind of a cool name anyway. Lynn Doak,
yeah.
and he was in Mini Kiss.
Oh, how about that?
He was in Mini Kiss, and then created this little Ozzy character. And the part I have, the problem I have, he's 4'8".
Yeah. Whoa, that's fairly tall.
That's what I'm saying, man. Is he like kind of
He's an Andre the Giant of the micro wrestling world.
exactly. Is he kind of exploiting the little people card there? Kind of,
Yeah.
people not realize, but dwarfism is a growing problem.
Oh, wow. Good call, Doc. Holy
Yeah,
cow. That's
yeah, we
just
have.
crazy. But yeah, yeah, and of course, Ozzy, we won't be seeing him anymore. I'm sure he's done, but he's got a little Ozzy to take his place and to keep the legacy going. So
But this just seems like a guy. He's 4'8". He's made the best of it. You know
yeah,
what? He's going. I'm. He's
yeah,
probably not
exactly.
technically a dwarf or a midget, but he's like, you know what? He's probably like I think like Danny DeVito size or something, But
Right. Yeah.
he's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna create a mini Kiss, and then you got that going, and now he's created a little Ozzy, and he's doing the wrestling thing, and it's
Yeah.
set in Pigeon Forge, where Dolly World's at in Pigeon Forge,
Ah.
Tennessee. So
Well, yeah, exactly. Hey, he made the best of the
there's got
situation.
to be a joke in there somewhere.
Probably worth more than me. So good for you there, Mini Ozzy. And that's all we got to say about that. All right, moving on. Yeah, article about Getty Lee. Getty Lee this week, which is an interesting article to say the least. Uh, wow, right after the professor passed, apparently he was getting calls left and right away from drummers and whatnot, putting a bug in his ear, and he was very very offended about that. Man, oh man, yep. they asked him about it in because Pert passed in January 2020, 3 years ago. He said, "Oh yeah, I heard from all kinds of people. I wish I could talk like him, but I can't." That was a very weird moment. My little black
A,
book,
just throwing an A once in a while. Yeah.
eh? That was a very weird moment, eh? My little black book got filled up real quickly when the guy noted that these were people you thought were friends. Lee said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "Whoa, that's so inappropriate right now, dude. Wait 2 months, at least 2 months, if ever." Wow, that yeah, and that's all, wow, that's so disrespectful. Right out of the gate, not even waiting 2 months, probably not even 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. That's wow. People suck, for the most part. You
One
know,
thing I found interesting on this, looking into the comments, and there was a response, a comment in there from Twisted Sister,
really.
and they commented on when their drummer AJ Piro died, same thing happened. Said they were being inundated with people, and they told their management and told their people, get their names, take them off the list. Anybody that
Yeah.
calls, take them off the list, man. We're not even gonna
Wow.
deal with these kind of people. But it's so show you. I mean, people are hungry out there. There's people out there desperate, and thinking this is gonna be a chance of a lifetime. And I can imagine them sitting there in their basement behind their drum set and thinking, just, if I don't, they're not gonna know about me, or do I,
Yeah. Yeah. But
But
just yeah.
yeah,
Sorry then,
so
but sorry, that's the luck of
have
the
some
draw.
common decency. At least wait the appropriate amount of time. You don't have to be the first one on the list. In fact, that's probably be the last place you want to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And asked if Getty and Alex had ever talked about, let's go get one of the great drummers and tour again. Getty said, have we talked about it? Yeah. Pressed about whether it will happen, Getty says it's not impossible, but at this point, I can't guarantee it. Yeah, well, if they're having health issues too, uh, you know, but Alex did say it's just not in our DNA to stop. And Alex, of course, is doing his side thing with another band, but boy, to get together back with another drummer, it'd be cool. Although obviously Getty ain't gonna be able to sing any of that. He really hasn't been able to sing all his high stuff. Boy, there's a guy who really has a problem, trying to sing the old stuff where he was
yeah.
so higher than most girls could get, for crying
Well, it's
out
just
loud.
such a distinctive voice, man. I mean, to be able to keep that up, it's just yeah. Who,
Yeah.
who thought back in 1976, doing 2112, that you could be doing that stuff 50 years later, But
Yeah.
um,
Oh, I saw that tour.
I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence if they are going to get back. We talked about it a while back when they were at the Taylor Hawkins tribute because they were one of Taylor's favorite bands, and
sure.
they had a series of drummers that filled in on different Rush songs. And Paul McCartney, remember Paul McCartney talked to him and kind of gave his
Nudged them.
blessing. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of to get out there, and they Getty kind of spoke about it at the time, like that was almost like getting permission, to be able to go
Yeah.
back out there
Well,
again. And
really, yeah. You don't need
but at the
permission,
same
but
time, like you said,
yeah.
Alex has got his thing going on. He's got some health issues. He's having a stomach surgery. I don't know
Hmm.
what all that's about, but that don't sound good.
It sucks getting
And
old, people. I will
yeah,
say
right.
that. Yes.
And Getty's busy. He's got a TV show or a little mini series. You seen that where he's with other bass players, and then he's got the book. He's touring with the book My Effing Life. He just had that come out. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he's busy with all that stuff. So he's yeah. I don't think it's going to be anything anytime soon. Unfortunately, man. It would
But
be it'd be a killer tour, man.
oh
It'd be a
man.
killer tour.
Yeah. But
Speaking of, not to go off on a tangent,
go ahead.
real quick, we had talked about this a few times, the possibility of it happening, and you mostly said it would happen was the reunion of Creed,
Uh-huh.
and they're coming to our venue, and just let folks know the ticket prices are unbelievable,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Lawn seats, it's usually like $40, maybe,
Yeah, these
40
are
bucks.
120 bucks directly from the venue. So
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
So boy, they're
and
gonna
that's
make
long.
bank.
Forget about the anything in the pavilion, anything decent. So
Yeah, the
but
prices are
I'm sure
something.
Rush would be forget about it. You're
Oh
talking like
yeah, yeah. And he was
like
asked,
Taylor Swift prices, or something. But
Getty was asked at the end, he asked, about it. And he said basically that Alex needs to feel good and feel healthy and strong. And then maybe we'll have a discussion. So they're far from it. So it'd be nice, but it's more of a pipe dream. And if it
Yeah.
happens,
And then at
pardon
that
me,
point, you're 2, 3 years down the road, and other things have changed to come into
you're
the
older,
picture.
things, more
Yeah,
things hurt.
absolutely. So
Oh yeah,
I think at best there may be some one-offs at best. I
yeah.
don't see any tours happening. I really don't. So
That's a good call. A one-off would be fine, and people would respect it, and just it'd be killer. Boy, oh boy. Oh, moving on. Jeez, here we go, Doc. My gosh almighty. Who are we talking
yeah,
about, ladies and gentlemen? There he is, the late, great Dusty Hills, ZZ Top's late, great bass player.
yeah, it's a little bit of an update. We talked about they
He
auctioned
passed, yeah.
off all his stuff here.
Auctioned off his
Last
great
month?
guitars and a lot of
Everything.
memorabilia.
They end up fetching over 3 million over 3 days for that auction.
Not
And we
enough.
we 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 talked at the time. Well, some of the price that was way more than what they thought
Well,
they were
no,
going to
you'll
get.
see. No,
But there
go
were
ahead.
over 100. Everything was sold. 100% everything was sold, and but apparently, yeah, it wasn't enough for him.
No,
So
they don't have enough money. Now they're actually selling his house. So they're selling his house. Him and Dusty and his wife's Charlene McCrory Hill. They're selling their house. They're selling. She's selling their house for 3.9 mil, and she knocked a half a mil off of the asking price. But boy, I don't know.
did you see the property? It's a gorgeous property, man. Beautiful. I wish I had that kind of money, man. I'd love that.
And it's something, yeah, wrapped in glass. The property allows one to wake up every day to anchor upon acre of unspoiled land in a glimmering lake. Sunrises and sunsets are equally as captivating, as this home provides a private front row seat to the natural show. See there you go.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
they were
nice
totally
one.
out there like every
But
morning waking up and
gosh,
there's a great. You just look
why
out
would you
there
want to
and
get
it's
away
like
from?
it's like bonanza or something, man. It's like
It just, I guess, geez, what else can they sell off at this point? I don't know. Gosh, gee, ma, what else of dads can we get rid of? Well, I don't know. I don't get I guess maybe he has kids. I don't know. But,
well, he had a daughter.
okay,
I remember
right.
right. He had a
That's right.
daughter.
Okay. But
He was
wow.
he's worth 60 million when he passed. So
So that means nothing, though. The mementos of a lifetime of work, and passion, and they're just auctioning that up. They don't need the money. Why? We don't want to be reminded. What? I don't know. I'd love to hear that story, because that's just mind blowing. Selling off.
yeah, just the whole thing, just kind of. I don't know. We talked about it before.
Yes.
You were kind of
Yes.
bothered by just the way that the band moved on too, and I guess they had that all worked out.
Well, you know
Before.
what
And
happened? Yeah, you know what happened? Like a week before he passed, he took a leave of absence, and Elwood grabbed the bass, so they never even missed a show.
Yeah.
I mean, and then he passed while Elwood was, and they just kept
going. Yeah.
I don't get
and it just seems like here Dusty Hill, one of the great, rock blues bass players of all time, man. One of the great vocalists. It just, everybody's just like, man, let's get rid of this guy.
Whatever.
We're bringing the next stuff.
Hey, yeah. Elwood, you ready? I'm ready to go. Okay, man, here we go.
That goofy 17-string bass going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, good riddance. Jeez.
Yeah, it's halfway between where's the property? Halfway between Austin and Houston. And yeah, it's just like a sprawling. It's all it's just one story. And what was it, like 5,800 square feet.
Wow,
and
that's a lot.
Gorgeous,
yeah,
just gorgeous property, man. Unbelievable.
I don't know. I guess you sell the house because it's too big or whatever at this point. But boy, they sold all his not all, obviously, but they sold things. They
sold all the fuzzy bass. They sold a lot of pretty much everything. They sold the
Precision.
The one they played on stage pretty much exclusively. So, yeah.
Wow.
They sold all the big stuff, man. I would hope that they kept something as some kind of memento or some kind of.
I'm sure they did, but it just blows me away the things that they've sold.
Yeah.
Geez, awards and stuff. Just wow, whatever. Just more power to them, I guess. But moving on. What are we moving on to? Mr. Mr. Bungle. Well, here
we got a murder mystery, a crime, murder.
There we go. They put the penguins in the background. Yeah, yeah, Mr. Bungle. Yeah, what were they? Alternative band there,
Yeah,
Doc?
they were kind of people remember Mike Patton, frontman from Faith No More. He
Yeah,
also
sure.
he also fronted this band,
Oh,
and
okay.
they've been around equally as long. They've been around for a long time. And one of the founding members, guy, he played sax and keyboards. Uh,
Theo Brooks
guy now,
Langial.
yeah, 54 years old, Santa Cruz County, California.
Mm-mm.
Has been arrested for allegedly murdering his girlfriend.
Oh, that ain't good.
That's
Come
not.
on. Yeah, yeah. She was a 61-year-old Capitola, California resident, Alex Kemakawan Kalani.
There you
So
go.
yeah, what a jerk
Kama
off.
Ko, Kama Keo Kalani. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Good call, man. I know it's one of those names, but yeah, they last seen December 3rd, 2023. Wow, that's recently. That's like within a month. And
Yeah.
got a missing investigations, and then sure enough, they turned they figure it's foul play, and they got other. I that's the thing. I watch forensic files and all these.
Everybody does, man. You get sucked in that,
You
so
can't
easily,
help
man.
it because it's
Oh yeah,
amazing. There's no way he was gonna get out of it. Nobody gets out of crap like this. Not with DNA and crap. Nobody's
right,
getting out of that. They
right.
got his ass, and yeah, yeah, they found her remains and the DNA confirmation. They're doing that, but they're pretty sure it's her. And yeah, he would jerk off. See, you never know. You never know. That's what I keep saying. You never know what people got going on in his life. Here's a
You
musician.
got
He's
that
got a
right.
murder going on in his life. So yeah, the diligent work of our investigators in coordination with our law enforcement partners has led to the apprehension of Theobald Langiel. Connection with the tragic homicide of Alex. Blah blah. We extended it. Yeah. So he's in custody, and good. Go to prison forever. If you killed somebody, you shouldn't have 25 to life. Could be out in 20 years. No, no. If you kill somebody, you should be gone. Period.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
thing.
Who knows the circumstances? But yeah,
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah.
apparently he left the band on bad terms too. So maybe it's just
Oh,
one of those kind of guys that I don't know, just always finds trouble. But
just can't get along with, man. Yeah.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
penguins behind me are getting along. See that? They're digging it. I wonder if those are emperors. Big suckers, I'll say that. But yeah, we gotta have hell. I think starting tonight, we're gonna get we could get like 6 to 8 inches of snow, which you haven't seen in a while. And I really don't care, but still it sucks. But that's it from the Midwest here. Rock and Roll Geezers show. We're heading into the winter, the two crap months. I call them the two crap months of the year, January and February. The 2 months where you basically just hunker down, just
Yeah.
deal with it, get it over with, and you fly into March and things get better from there. So yeah, we're in the hunkering months. Of course, the rock and rollers, they can't stop. They're out of their freaking mind. So they'll always be giving us good material. So we hope you'll be stopping back and checking us out. Give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, give us a subscribe. And what do you say? Take us home there, Doc.
Yes, sir. Yes, first new episode of the year in the book. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Yeah, some ongoing stories. We'll see see if anything new happens with those, and of course, always be something new popping up. So yeah, thanks for checking in on us. So appreciative of all of our regular viewers and all of our new ones as well. So yeah, do it every single week. That's what we do. Bring you the news. So till next week, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.